Sequel Patterson committed to South Carolina, I want to say about a month ago, and I watched his highlight tape back then. Just didn't get around to making a video, so we'll do that right now. 5'10", 165, wide receiver from Indian Land in Fort Mill, South Carolina. As always, you guys let me know about Sequel Patterson, what you guys have, what your opinions are, and if there's anybody else in this 26 class for me to get their highlight tape up on YouTube. 5'10", 165, right? That's really where the conversation is going to start with him, and right away you're going to get an elite utility type receiver. His first play absolutely really highlights the change of direction, the explosiveness, and that's something that you need at 5'10". 5'10", not the worst. You know, we've watched, I think, as low as 5'7", really 5'9" receivers. 5'10's definitely can make it work as a slot receiver at the next level. So you already have the athletic stuff checked out. Now the question is going to be a bit more, does that already show up in the route running? There's guys with the ball in their hand, you know, they just look like they would be elite route runners, but then you actually get into the nuance of running routes. They just don't really know how to separate, and they have the athleticism to do it. It's just coaching in high school didn't do a great job of teaching them how to get open. So we'll see if that's the case with him. But, you know, very early, like second he walks in onto campus at South Carolina, you're getting a high-end gadget player, a kid that you want to get the ball in his hands on end arounds, bubble screens. Dude, that's going to be a nightmare when he has the ball in his hands. Now, question then becomes, can he be a guy that gets easier to get the ball in his hands? Does he separate? And, you know, that's often the case with these types of prospects. I'll tell you one thing that's pretty encouraging, though. You're seeing a lot of him on the boundary in high school, and playing the boundary, if you're not 6'4", you know, you kind of have to learn how to get open. It's not just going to be the screens, getting the ball in his hands. So I got to tell you, for a guy that early on in the highlight tape, we kind of put him in that utility bucket, we're seeing a lot of more nuanced receiver stuff. Really good ball skills, I think, for 5'10". That's going to translate well. You remember, what's his fucking name from UNC? Josh Downs, you know, great ball skills coming out. Similar player, you know, very undersized, but, you know, really explosive. I think you see that show up with some of these releases here. Kind of wish he would have took a cleaner release, but the explosiveness, the long speed certainly are there. Definitely like the change of direction. Just let it run a little bit and then close the video out here. Man, every time I see Rock Hill's uniforms, like, I literally think I'm watching them play South Carolina. This looks just like their home uniforms here. The team on the offense. This is him on the outside right here. I think these plays here are where you get really excited. Really good stop start. Just an explosive athlete, good change of direction, really flexible. You know, checks the boxes. I think for a 5'10" receiver, we have to be convinced of all the athletic stuff if we're going to be giving up so much size. But it's going to end up becoming, you know, how is he as a route runner? And a lot of these routes he's been running haven't been really nuanced. And you know, that's not on him. That's just what the high school asked him to do. But whoa. Really physical player. You know, we kind of skipped over some of the offensive highlights or the defensive highlights where you see him really physical mentality. Love him competing on the blocking here. Got cheap shotted also. Like, come on, man. I hate seeing that stuff. Yo, I'll tell you what though, he did it. It's so tough to just walk this off here, and you know, a lot of kids will swing back there. We're not evaluating a kid's character here. Can't really do that on a highlight tape, but would have been a concern if he swung on him. So go watch Josh Downs. You know, it's been a while since I've watched Josh Downs' UNC tape, but it's kind of a similar player like that. Just really good ball skills and so physical. Just competes at the catch point, but very undersized. And we haven't seen the route running, and I don't know if it's going to show up. And I think that's more of a product of the offense he's running. But with the ball in his hands, you know, we haven't seen him as a utility player really since the first play of the highlight. So definitely has the physicality mentality to play on the outside. That's what he does a lot in high school. So that's very encouraging. Might have the best ball skills for a 5'10" receiver in the country. I'd say you show me everybody that's under 6 foot in 2026, and he's probably on the short list of dudes with like elite type ball skills. So really like him competing there. I think I said everything that I'm gonna say in this video, but you guys let me know what you think about Sequel Patterson. Anything I've overlooked. Anybody else in this 26 class you want me to take a look at? Thanks for watching.